Thank you for joining us today. This will be recorded and it will be online within 24 hours. On behalf of YPN and the Education Committee, I would like to thank John Storey, President of Professional Marketing Specialists, for being here with us. He will be going over how to effectively use social media to boost our business. We will learn how to lead generate organically, use follow-up systems at work, and how to touch base with our database for better ROI. John Storey has been around the real estate industry his entire life. He has been out in the field for 14 years through working in the title industry. He listens and understands what real estate professionals really need to help develop accountability, systems, and marketing strategies that work in the current market. Please welcome John Storey.
Thanks. That's a good intro, right? Hopefully everybody's doing well today. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully other people come in today. But yeah, I'm going to talk about a little bit of how to lead gen, how to get people to call you and you not having to call people, and how to not, buy leads, run ads, things that don't work right now in our industry, competition wise, and just to create efficiency. And I'm John Storey and I own a national real estate coaching company. So it's pretty fun to work with you guys as realtors and watch people grow. I did a title rep interview and that's how I got here. So from the third party of the friend of the friend of the friend, and asked if I wanted to, do a speaking engagement. And here I am. And I've got another thing right after this. But what I'm saying is that none of you guys got a text message. None of you guys got a phone call. None of you guys got an email from me, telling you that you needed to be here. What you did is you heard and you said, hey, here's going to be some value. Here's something that can help you in your business. And here's how to lead gen to where you can grow your business. And I think a lot of the lost art in our real estate industry is we try to do too many things. And so my whole goal is to hopefully by the end of this thing is to simplify some problems that you might have and maybe pivot some of your business to where you can grow more and get time back to go do the things that you once loved to do and enjoy doing real estate again and having fun and just being who you want to be. I think when we talk about lead gen, especially on social media, there's 4 things that you really need to worry about on social media. And that is your hobbies, your habits, your interests, and your activities. That's what people pay attention to. What happens is in our real estate communities, you guys are too busy posting about real estate. Here's a sold, here's a thing, here, come up here, look at my stuff. And I think that's great and everything, but the problem that I see in the real estate industry about people building their brand is you guys will continually post stuff and get absolutely no engagement and then still continue to post things and not really understand is why would you keep posting something when no one's ever asked you about it? No one likes it, obviously. And so you really need to kind of step back. And so when I was building my business and then, I launched into opening up a real estate coaching company, it comes back to where I was a full-time single dad. So I have 3 beautiful kids. I got a 10-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. But my 10-year-old, I had full custody of since she was 1. So how can I get to a ton of people in a limited amount of time, be efficient with my time, get people to know who I am, get people to engage with me, but also improve my business? Because obviously we want to make more money so we can do more things and, create more of an experience. And, this was years ago, 9+ years ago, where Facebook ads did work then. Now they don't because everybody does them. So you got to really understand as a whole, as a community, you guys all do the same thing. Like if you go to a seminar and someone says, hey, go do all this, I'm going to teach you some techniques that not everybody's going to do because it's consistency that matters. So a lot of times in our real estate community, people say, I struggle with consistency. So would you guys agree that you struggle with consistency? And I can only see a few faces, but if you struggle with consistency, well, you're consistent at being inconsistent. So you are consistent at something in your life. What happens is when we're building a brand, and I think a lot of people think that they need to be on Instagram and they need to be on, all these different platforms. And what I tell you guys is master one thing at a time. See, what happens is you guys think you need to be on, Facebook and have a Facebook business page and then go Instagram and you need multiple Instagram accounts when you only need one. And then you need to be on LinkedIn, and then YouTube is, oh my gosh, just do YouTube. YouTube, just get time back. But what happens is we lose our track on like really who we need to engage with. And so what I would ask you guys is 90% of your business is going to come from Facebook and your personal page, not your business page. And I know a lot of realtors will send me a friend request, and in a minute they're saying, hey, go like my business page. And no one can see your business page because it gets no engagement. I don't post anything on my business page. I've grown my company to as big as it is right now, with over 450 coaching clients across the nation, not just in one local area. I do webinars like this all the time. And what happens is I don't cold call people to get me set up. I do this as if I build the right brand and have the good value, people will come to work with me. So when I think that you guys think like, what's your brand and what's your value right now? If people were to go to your social media platform, what are they going to see, right? And what you don't understand is, I'm going to share a little bit of stuff here and kind of show you guys a little bit of things about that you can change and you can pivot on. So if I go here and I'm like, okay, here's my Facebook page, and I want to focus a lot on Facebook. People say that Instagram's where it needs to be. I mean, I have 27,000 followers on Instagram, and I can tell you like maybe 1.52% of my clients that have signed up have come from Instagram. All the rest of them come from Facebook. So here's my page, right? A little bit different than most realtors. My branding's here. Obviously you can see I've got 3 kids, and there's my wife. I put in my bio that I'm a real estate coach, what I like to do, and here's the information to get on my coaching. What I don't have is every job that I've ever worked at in my entire career right here, or every brokerage that you've worked for in your entire career, or all that stuff. So what you do is by elongating this, and then also putting your hobbies, don't do that. Don't put that you like fruit and that you like to run and that you like to hike and you have 9,000 emojis right there. That creates confusion, because if you got to scroll down. So if I come to my page right now and you say, what do you see? And some of you guys that can see, you're smiling. You're like, okay, he's got kids. He's got this kind of stuff. He's not a used car salesman in a sense where our industry has gone that way. Now, for you guys to have a business page, so I always tell people you need a business page for one reason, and that's for compliance. You need to be one click away from everything that they can obtain your, DRE numbers, whatever, NMLS, whatever you guys need to be for compliance as a real estate agent. But what happens is you can come to me, you can find me on Instagram, you can find my website. Now, websites, this is important. People are not searching for homes on your websites anymore, guys. I know you may think that they are, but they're not. They're already on Zillow, they're already on Realtor.com, they're already on Redfin, because they don't want to wait to fill out some information and then they can start searching. But when you come to here, you say, look, here's my 9 featured photos of my family. But if you can see, there's content. So what I'd like to say is, you stop me when I've made a post about signing up for my coaching company. Just let me know when you want me to stop, because it's not going to happen. You're not going to see it. But what you see is 800 likes, 100 likes, 164 likes, 374 likes, 104, 114, 149, 211, 194, 615. You actually have not only a real estate coach, but somebody that specializes in social media, but somebody that actually is going to tell you how to get engagement on social media versus just saying, go do this and go do that, right? One of the key principles that you guys miss as realtors is this about section right here. Do you know how many realtors pages I go to and they don't even have their phone number on there? So when you say considering a brand, you say, John, I have a business page because I'm a private person. My advice, don't be a realtor then. Okay, if you can print your name on 5,000 business cards and flyers and hand them out to complete strangers, how is somebody supposed to get to know who you are? So if everything's private and I've got to click to follow you and I can't see anything, you just became a secret agent. So what are the possibilities of someone using you as a referral? They're not going to use you. I've studied this. I know how this works. What they're going to say is, guess what? I know 4 to 5 other realtors. I've got Zillow sending me information. I got Redfin sending me information. I got Realtor.com. I got someone that's going to offer me a cash offer on my home. And what you guys will say is, you're going to go, well, you're going to lose 10 grand. You're going to lose 10 grand by using this. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it really comes down to, is they say, well, why would I lose 10 grand? And I tell people, I said, well, have you ever traded in a car? Have you ever traded in a vehicle? What do you do it for? For convenience. You know you're going to lose that 15%. And sometimes people, for convenience, are worried about like, hey, let's transition to this and say, well, I'd rather just go with this company. I don't have to worry about the hassle. I don't have to worry about the showings. And what it is because the way that we've advertised as a real estate community, we need to change it as a whole for our brand. So where we talk about leads and how we're doing stuff is this. I would say, go to your Facebook page right now. And so for me, I go to my Facebook page and I say, here's where it is. And I'm going to go to my overview, my posts, and I'm going to say, I have 4,775 friends. Okay. So when people say, I need more leads, the way I look at it is I say, I have 4,775 opportunities a day to go like someone's post, comment on someone's post, DM someone in their stories, react to their stories, create a conversation, right? See, what happens is we're not proactive in our industry, and we just sit back and wait, right? Instead of being, hey, every time we touch a phone, do you know that 88 times a day, the average person touches their phone? 17 times a day, they go on social media. So where are you being present? Not posting every day, right? So there's some things, I don't have enough time to go over everything. I'm gonna just kind of give you a synopsis about some lead gen activities that you can do. I have a coaching platform that walks you through on all that stuff. But what I'm saying is that every time you touch your phone, do something with it, right? Don't just look at it and tap it to see. Pick it up, go like some posts, go send someone a text and say, have a great day. Go view some stories and start DMing them to have conversations and be like, wow, that's a great photo. That's a great lunch. That's a great whatever you're trying to do, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to create conversation on that, and then they're going to respond, right? So if you send someone a message, and more people, guys, have moved away from commenting and creating a commenting chain and gone to the direct message approach through your inbox that way than any other platform. So when people say, hey, I want you to go use Kimberly, I'm going to use you as my agent, and they go to look you up and they come to find you, and you go and they can't see anything. They can't find you. You've named something, you named your Instagram, Kim Tran, Realtor Extraordinaire, when they can't find you, right? The demographics of, McDonald's doesn't go, we're a McDonald's burger place of whatever. No, they have a catchphrase over 1 billion served, but their main branding is Pepsi that they serve, or Coca-Cola with McDonald's. So there's branding that comes down, right? So your branding would be like, here's me as a realtor, here's my title, here's my mortgage, here's my home warranty, right? So you have different entities of your business. The difference is that we're not really like capitalizing on our brand. So when you come step back and you say, what is my brand? Your brand is just you, your first name and your last name. The value is how you're going to train and educate your clients. So what I would say is, how many videos have you created that walk your clients through step by step? That's what YouTube's built for. You can have a buyer playlist, you can have a seller playlist, you can have client testimonials. What is the #1 search platform out there? YouTube. Not TikTok videos, okay? I see a lot of people doing TikTok videos. I've never understood, like, why would you do TikTok videos when YouTube outranks it? But YouTube creates efficiency in your business. It gets you time back, and people that are scared of video all of a sudden are doing TikTok. Well, just because everybody's on it doesn't mean it's going to work. Just like what happened to Clubhouse? What happened to Snapchat? Look at the main entities that have never gone anywhere. YouTube's the #1 search platform. Facebook's interactive on that stuff. Instagram has no idea what's going on with its algorithms right now because it's all over the place. But what happens is we wake up every day and we're like, man, I need some leads. So look at your Facebook and find out. Now, what I would do is I would target about 150 to 200 of your friends on an Excel spreadsheet. Make sure that you're engaging with them weekly, right? That's your follow-up form. So you talk about following up. So for you guys to understand, I have a huge company. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. I have 0 employees, just so you know, to run that big of a company, okay? I work about 4 to 5 hours a day. I create efficiency. I have a virtual training platform for my peeps. I have a live private Facebook group that I go in for my coaching all the time. Bring value, bring good content, and people will build it for you, right? That's what they always say. Well, here's my question to you. If you have a problem and you're doing things at a later moment, you're not bringing value. If they've got to call you and they've got to wait for the phone call, how frustrating is that, right? So if you're building on a brand and you say, hey, I'm going to be here and I'm going to answer all your questions, you should already have the scenarios built out on YouTube and say, hey, you know what? You're a brand new buyer. Look, I've got a whole playlist of everything that's coming up. What a home inspection is, you know, what spuds are, you know, what the process is, when do I get my keys, what's an earnest money deposit? And that's where the value. So what Zillow found is that 77 times on average, they went back to there. And that's where they understood that they went from selling zip codes, selling leads. Now they take 35% of your income. Just so you guys know, I'm based out of Arizona. Arizona is where all the iBuyers happen. Think about how technology has moved us during the past year. How many Zoom calls do we do now? How many people can you meet? I'm having opportunities today. So there's 47 people on this call so far. This is 47 people that I would have never met before. And now we're talking together and we're building this out on how you can build a brand. So digitally, how do people look you up? How do you lead gen? How do you lead follow up? And that comes down to tracking everything, right? So what I would say is, I'd say, all right, if you're tracking information, we get the leads, we're building them out. What systems do we need to have? So if anybody's got a question, anybody wants to chime in, anybody wants to be able to, so I can see your face, we can have a little interaction. I always think that's fun to have that built out. Kimberly, I can only see you. Kim, are you an agent? Kim Tran? You get on and mute yourself.
Sorry, hi. Yes, I am.
So if I said to you, and I always like the interactivity, and I said, hey, Kim, you're doing well in your business. You're a realtor, correct?
Yes.
So I would say, how many deals have you closed year to date? Okay, so we've closed 2. Okay. Now I would ask you this. What was the average length of time that you had with them from the time you got it until the time you closed, from the first initial contact until close? Do you know that?
4
and
to
it's
6
okay
months.
if you don't know.
Yeah,
What's
4
that?
to 6 months. 4 to 6
So
months.
you don't have an exact average data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I would say is, I'd say, even if you had 4 months, okay, that means you had 120 days of opportunity to lead gen using them as your marketing soldier by putting them in your soldiers and your, in your stories, sending them cards, educational videos so they can talk about it. So you've had 120 days for them to market to people that you don't know, but you haven't taken that opportunity. Does that make sense? So when I say about how do you create systems of lead gen? Well, number one, you've got to have tracking. You need to have checkoff lists for everything that you do. I have checklists for everything that I have my clients do on a daily activity. But think about it. These people have already trusted you, right? So they're making the biggest purchase of their transaction. And now they're going from there. So how you lead gen is going to be on a different level. Would you agree?
Yes.
Then I'd say, how many of their friends of friends did you get on your social media? Didn't track that either. See, what happens in our industry is we're not tracking measurable data, right? So I would say each one of them probably know 5 people you don't know, right? And the 5 people you don't know are probably the number 1 people that they're going to refer to you. But not lead genning and getting that. And you say, we need to build out systems for organic leads. That's free leads. That's free money. That's free engagement. Those are free opportunities, right? And all you have to do, you know, the greatest thing about social media that a lot of people don't understand is that when you look people up and you see them, you're stalking them. You're seeing what they're doing. We're legally stalking people, right? Until they block you and kick you out of their life, it's not going to really happen. But that's how you lead gen, right? We don't take those opportunities of that 4 months of laying out value, right from the very beginning. Then the next thing I'd say, hey, Kim, do you have a private Facebook group for your clients to where you can have fun and do interaction and have some cool giveaways and do some really awesome stuff with your clients? And if the answer is no, that's my next CRM that I do, right?
Right.
You know, just like you got somebody in your office right now trying to talk to you and you're like, dude, I'm on a call. Like, I'm not just staring at this computer monitor. See, what happens is everybody's in a panic drill and a fire drill. If it was important, they would have come an hour ago, 2 hours ago, right? Or after. See, our industry is so reactive versus just being slowing down, taking some data, collecting it, and then moving from there, right? But it's all good. I mean, the solution of how we build out our success is built on systems, is what I've found. Because would you say I'm pretty good at building systems if I have that many clients, do interviews all the time? Right. Yes. So my biggest thing is, like, when you build it out as a whole and you think about your client, how many days of an opportunity do I have to engage with their people that I don't know? How do I get them to see who I am to do? And I think you guys are missing the whole point. Stories are where you put your, like, realtor success out with your clients, showing a home. Hey guys, this is where I'm doing. Hey, do you like this color cabinet? Do you not like? But then also put in there, like, vulnerability. People are going to create conversations. You're going to get people to get butthurt because they don't like what you post and the things that you need to do. Just move on, man. Those people are miserable anyways. They always got something to say. They're always judging something. They always think that they're better than someone else. No one's better than anybody else. Just be who you want to be. Like, people like me or they don't, right? I always tell people, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm everybody's shot of tequila, right? That's just how life works. I don't get on these webinars to change who I'm going to be. I have people that are like, dude, you can't say this. I'll say whatever I want, or I won't do the webinar, right? I have a business grown. I have a brand that I have. See, you guys need to be more of this authoritative of being like, I'm going to do some video today. I'm going to educate my clients. I'm going to do the first initial steps that I need to do. I'm going to onboard my clients. I'm going to create the efficiency that I need to do. Why? Because I want time back to do the things that I love. Would that be better for you in your business? Do you think you'd have more fun doing it that way?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So then you think about touching our database, right? And I do this whole scenario, and I want to go some Q&A with you guys. I want to make sure that you guys are getting it done. I mean, I do these webinars for all the time. But you think about your database. So then I would ask most of you, if anybody else has a question they want to, on Hinge and they want to, talk to it. But here's how realtors follow up. You send a birthday card, send maybe another card throughout the year, and you put them in an email drip system campaign. Would you think that's pretty common for most realtors? I had a client that I personally coached that did that, changed it all around, built out an Excel spreadsheet, refactored, went back to all his database on people that he closed, added an additional $6.8 million worth of closings last year. So he was always a 15 million plus producer. Now they're on track to do 30 million this year. And what they found was that so here's the thing that hurt, right? As they went back to all these people and he's like, well, dude, I'm emailing you. I don't see your emails. Hey, we're friends on social media. I don't see your posts. It's all about algorithms on Facebook, who you engage with. Do you guys know, as a real estate community, I know some of you agree, some of you don't disagree. I get it. I've heard it all. I've been doing it for so long. Do you know, if you're friends with other realtors and you like other realtors' posts and you comment on other realtors' posts, do you know who's only seeing your posts? You just cut off 90% of your viewing audience of consumers that actually would buy and sell a home with you by paying friendship dues. Don't believe me? I've had people that have increased their revenue by $5 million a year by just deleting realtors. How algorithms work is that the viewing audiences are, and I teach people how to change it, teach people how to set it all up, tracking systems, content that you need to put out there. So content's really important. I mean, would a lot of you guys agree that content's super important? Because obviously we talked about it at the beginning. Why keep making the same post about real estate when no one's liking it? Okay. Well, there also are some things that you guys might be doing wrong. Number one, let me go through some spamming techniques that you guys do that kills your Facebook or any social media platform. Number one is just consistency, right? You can only post once a day on Facebook. You post more than that, that's spam. You can only have one photo per post or one video per post, not multiple photos, not multiple videos per post. That's spam. You cannot share the same content on Facebook to Instagram or Instagram to Facebook. That's spam. You do not want to put the same stories on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. That's spam. You do not want to have a third-party app that does the posting for you and schedule stuff. That is spam. You do not want to go Facebook Live. Number one, you're not a celebrity and no one probably cares what you got to say at that moment anyways. That's why you get the 14 views and then you keep doing it because someone told you that's smart to do. If the video was so important, you would have had it on IGTV, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the main platforms for viewing. The second reason you don't go Facebook Live is that if your logo is not embedded into the video, that in most states is called not compliant. Would you agree? Okay. No one's going to like your business page. Okay. So when you accept somebody as a friend request, please do not spam them and say, I'm inviting you with all the value I'm going to give you on my business page that you're never going to see. Don't do that. Okay. The other thing is do not share links. Okay. See, a lot of realtors will put links to properties, links to view more, links to do more things. The moment you direct them off any social media platform, that kills the post. They don't make money when you take them off somewhere else. But number one, you gave them all the information. So don't share YouTube links. Don't share news article links. Don't share, like, even if you see something on Facebook and it says that you can share it, don't share it. Okay. Sharing is not caring on social media in a sense. If your clients want to share your crap, that's great. But what for you does is it destroys your algorithms. Don't believe me? I just showed you how many likes I get on posts, right? 300, 400, 200, 800, 600, right? That's all within the last like 2 weeks. How many social media instructors you get up here that get on their personal page and show that? They don't, they can't. What they're doing is they're teaching you the wrong way to build an audience. So when you build out leads and you want to build out systems, it's all about the audience, guys. That's 100% of why people either do a lot of business or don't do a lot of business, period. It has nothing to do, and also you obviously your work ethic and content you put out there, but as long as you're building the right audience of the right network, you can't not be successful. What happens is that we're inconsistent on posting, inconsistent on content, inconsistent on engaging, because here's what I would ask you guys. People say, oh, the inventory, oh, the market that we're in, right? We've heard it all. Have you got, there's a couple of big real estate groups, and you guys go in there and complain nonstop. You waste all that time talking to other realtors when you could be engaging with other clients. Like, stop doing that, number one. Okay. But let me ask you guys a question wholeheartedly, because people say, dude, I struggle for business. Do people buy and sell homes every day in your area? People buy and sell homes every day in your area, correct? They're just not buying them from you because they can't see you. They can't find you. You're not lead genning to the people. You don't have the systems built out for the efficiency. Does it take time? Now, I say that I work 4 to 5 hours a day right now. Absolutely. But that's every day. So that's 35 hours a week, right? Minimum. But what I did work to build out to have that efficiency is I was working 70 to 80 hours a week, doing my videos, building out my content, building out a website to sign everybody up, building up my training platform that I have. The biggest thing that I've always seen that's lacking in our real estate community is I say, look, a lot of realtors, they say, and a lot of coaches have said, look, get your phone to ring, right? Get your phone to ring. If you get your phone to ring, you're going to be successful. I say, get your DMs to blow up, and that's what's going to make you money. Put some education out there that's going to let people know what you're going to do. And, bring the value about how you're going to do stuff, have fun with your audience and be vulnerable. I'd rather have someone pick up the phone or try to sign up for my coaching that already knows who I am, that stalked me, versus, and you're going to get that referral that they feel more than, guess what? There's a connection there, right? But if they go to your social media page and all there is real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, they're going to think you're a used car salesman. I can't tell you how many times when I went to buy a car and someone goes, man, what brought you in here today? And I'm like, dude, I'm here to buy a car, Captain Obvious. Okay. Like, you guys will get a buyer and you go, have you been looking at homes? Well, obviously that's why they're calling you, right? The average consumer takes 6.7 months to determine to buy or sell. And you guys automatically go to the sell. Okay, great. Let's get you pre-approved. Great. I'm going to get you with my lender. Then we're going to go see homes. No. Slow down, because our business is built on what? Relationships. You guys aren't building relationships. That's why the phone doesn't blow up. That's why you may not be closing the amount of volume that you want. You're not planting seeds throughout your day to build your crop, right? And that's how things work. If you're not consistent engaging with people, you are out of sight, out of mind. One of the biggest things when I open up my coaching is that there was a lot of training on changing algorithms, and most people have done it. And what they found is that on their friends list, many people went and bought a home from another realtor. And they all had the same thing in common when they went and asked. They said, hey, I just saw you buy a home with someone else. Why did you choose that other realtor when we've been friends for forever? A couple common responses was, number one, I didn't know you were doing real estate anymore. Okay, so if you guys are selling multiple things like the It Works and candles and everything like that, they don't know if you're selling real estate, okay? Number two, I didn't see any of your posts because they were disengaging with real estate agents all the time. And number three, the reason I chose that other realtor is because their page is public. I could see everything, but guess what? They liked my posts and engaged with me. So think about this. The average person, when they go to work, wakes up at what time in the morning? Around 6 a.m. Would you agree? Do you guys want to make some money? What time do you wake up? Most of you wake up at 6, 6:30, 7. Okay, so your client's already on the way, but what do we have in common? The first thing we do every morning is what? Pick this up and check things. So what I would say is, why haven't you liked people's posts? Why haven't you engaged? Why haven't you been in their stories? So then right away, every morning you're going, dude, Kimberly just liked on my post. Oh, Kimberly responded to my story. Oh, Kimberly sent me a message. Then what are you creating right away in the morning? Conversations that are free. I've never understood people that buy leads when they have social media and they have a couple hundred friends. You have 200 leads every day. Warm leads. Why? Because they accepted your friend requests. and they're giving you an opportunity. So back in the day, for people that have been in real estate, and I couldn't see a couple of you, I'd say, Pauline, have you been a realtor longer than 20 years? Okay, so think about this. We had this really cool thing back in the day. It was called a phone book. Remember the phone book? Remember the smile and dial? They called it the power hour. You would just open up the phone book and you'd start with the letter, and it just had the name and it would have an address, and you'd just start calling, right? Okay, I remember those days, but now cold calls died. Why? Because everybody's trying to sell you insurance for your car or your extended warranties audit thing, or there's some government scam coming to take everything you have. So cold calls died, right? And then, our marketing of, hey, call me now for a free market analysis. Well, hello, Zillow already took care of that. Okay. So we're done on that aspect. So that's gone. So what is the greatest phone book ever known to man that you guys don't take advantage of? Social media. They tell you if they're in a relationship, maybe they might be in a complicated relationship. They can tell you if they've got dogs, cats, kids, where they live, what their job is, everything, correct? And you guys don't understand, that's just collecting data. So that's what Facebook did to realize. And what they did was sell the information probably to some of these top companies to realize that your lead follow-up, your audience isn't seeing your stuff. So they just ran targeted ads. So I love people that say, I run Facebook ads and I get deals. I'm like, you probably close 2 deals in a year. Calm down. Okay. Number one. Number two, your ad spend's not going to compete with Zillow. And number one, they got 5 employees to your 1. Their lead follow-up, then they can just buy the house and call it outright, so they don't have to deal with you. So we really need to slow down. The only thing for like an iBuyer or anything like that they can't compete with is relationships. If you build the correct relationship, things will be way easier. Would you agree? You build relationships every day. It's like dating, right? You don't just slide into someone's DMs and say, tomorrow we're going to get married. So for me, like I tell you, social media was great for me because when I was single, I was like on match.com, and you just post your 5 glamorous photos, you ladies, and tell me you like long walks on the beach. And then you go to social media and you got every meme known to man, knowing that what you bring to the table, and you're not afraid to eat alone. And, you got a couple cats, and that might explain some things, right? Well, that's how I found my wife, is that we were friends of friends. I hit up a person. I'm like, hey, who's this? And then I literally slid in her DMs and I put you're hot with the flame. Why? Because everybody else would put you're gorgeous. I wanted to be different. So if you're not different on social media and different on how you advertise, how are you supposed to create the audience that you want with the engagement that you do? So when I studied my clients, right? So I always say, I'm going to build out systems. So what I built for you guys, people go, dude, I have all these questions. Great. Any of you realtors have this? Any of you ever seen a coach that builds this out? This is a virtual training platform for my clients. You can start anywhere, right? It builds them through on a system, on an app that can do it. So courses, watch these first, how to do Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, closing, selling, lead follow-up, lenders, templates for posting, apps, fearless courses, iBuyer, traditional market, live training, success. So people say, dude, how can you work so much to build clientele, but work so little in a sense? Because that has every question I've ever had in my career there. So if you guys want to create systems, going forward from today on, what I would do, every question a buyer or a seller has, write it down. You know why? That needs to be a video and it needs to be on YouTube. Okay. And then what you do is I teach you how to build out email templating systems, and then you can create the video and you can send it. Now, why is YouTube so important? Because you can't just send a 12-minute video from your phone, right? But YouTube gives you one thing in common. They give you a link. And you can take that link and send it to a client, and boom, that just created a 45-minute conversation that you didn't have because you got a training video that walks them through how to do anything. So when you guys talk about systems and efficiency, now what you did is when you lead gen, you go back to it and you say, hey, for more information, go here. Or for the 120 days I got you, hey, here's some information. But guess what? I'm going to do an all about you form. I do this all about you form because I want to get to know you. I want to get to know who you are, but also if you send me a referral, I want to make sure I'm getting you a cool closing gift and a referral and a thank you, and get to know you and know your anniversaries, know a little bit more. And hey, if your friends need more information, invite them to my closed private group that you don't have on Facebook. But now they know the next thing too is, hey, guess what? If they need more information, you can direct them to your YouTube platform, which should be you guys don't understand. It's really interesting that I've studied, and I get a lot of questions where people are like, hey man, I need a website. I'm like, do you know that your Facebook personal page is a website? Do you know that your private Facebook group is a website? Do you know that your YouTube channel is the best website? Because there's training on it. It gets you time back. So think about what I would say is that you guys have all worked with clients, right? And they all have what? The exact same questions. Would you guys agree? So why is there not a video that's already sent to your client explaining what the process is before they even pick up the phone? You know what's coming next, right? That's your job as an industry professional. That's why I built out that training platform. So people, if they want to learn more beyond what I do already in my private coaching group and content I put in there and files that they can download and everything, guess what? Now I don't have to search for it. Now, all the questions I have, I just say, get in the training platform. It's all organized. You saw how it was organized, right? Watch these first, Facebook, it's all categorized. So you can type in and search just like how your YouTube channel, but now guess what? You can hit the masses. So my thing is that why spend 45 minutes on a call when you can spend 45 minutes lead genning by liking people's posts, engaging. Now you just got time back, correct? Systems create efficiency. So now that I got time back, I'm doing a really cool interview with a client, with a team. They went from 50 to 80 million in production. And you know, they do little pop bites, they do little things. I told them I was going to steal some of this. But at the beginning, this is their call to action. They use a thing called HomeBot. I don't know if you guys use it or whatever. It's a great little app. But they used QR codes came back to life. Remember, nobody used QR codes? And now everybody uses QR codes because you don't have to download the app and use the app. That's a great thing because they can just scan it with their phone. So QR code, you could drive them to your personal page. You could drive them to your Facebook business, or not business page, Facebook private group. You could drive them to like, hey, want to know what your home's really worth? Register for the HomeBot app or whatever. Hey, you want to know, you want to know some information about, the buying and selling process? Scan this code. It goes to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with QR codes on your marketing pieces for traditional to integrate into digital. Does that make sense? So you say, should not post the same post on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Yes, don't do that. Don't post it even different times because you probably got the same followers and you probably got the same, friends on Facebook. And what most consumers say is that your engagement goes down. You need to have two different platforms. You don't even have to post every day on Instagram. Stories you need to do every day, but don't share the same content either. You got to mix it up. Think about it. You guys are friends with people on Facebook and follow them on Instagram. Would you, correct? Do you think it's annoying when they post the same content on both platforms and then you got to try to figure out if you're going to like it or not? Right? So there's your answer. Like you're like, dude, I already saw this on Instagram. So now when they stop watching you on one platform versus the other, what are you losing? An audience to capture leads. So yeah, I've got a whole training on that, on the content you need to do, how you build it out, how you can categorize it. What I would ask you guys, do you guys have any questions? I always leave the last 15, 20 minutes for questions. This was a synopsis of how to lead gen, how to do stuff, how to build out efficiency. I covered a lot of the basics on that. But your database, put them in a Facebook group, lead gen off them, go stalk them. You guys have a database of people that you've closed, go stalk them, go find out who they hang out with the most and send them a friend request. Now you can't send too many because Facebook will shut you off. So don't go on a tangent and don't go just delete every realtor today either. Facebook will shut you off on that too. I have a system that I do on how you track that, but a lot of people get off this call and they're like, dude, I deleted like 100 realtors and Facebook shut me off. I'm like, right. But I also told you in the thing, don't do that. There's a way that you've got to do it. Otherwise they're going to understand something and you're going to screw some things up. So don't just because I told you to do something, that's why they're a whole training platform. Do you prefer one platform or another? Yeah, Facebook. I mean, Facebook made me a millionaire, not running ads. Like Instagram is insta famous, Snapchat's if you're 12. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Facebook is the hub for everything. Why? Facebook owns Instagram. Okay. YouTube is where your training platform. So, there's some big time clients and they say, dude, I make all my money off Facebook and Facebook private groups. Why do you think TV advertises Facebook private groups where you should be putting your clientele? I got a whole training on that. I'll focus my entire career on Facebook until something changes and is different. They say TikTok's coming. Well, I've got people that did a ton of engagement on TikTok and they're making $50 a week. Congratulations. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But what happens is we have that little bit of fame and so that we stick to it. So That's what I would say. That's a great question though. I mean, I get a lot of those questions where people say, you know, what you prefer, one or the other. If I had to pick one, I would do Facebook, 100%. It just makes things way easier. You're able to engage it. You're able to see more, because you guys know on Instagram, it's a little bit of, let's just say, a little bit of fake. And now I'm a model, where, you know, Facebook, you can do a little bit of different things. You can do quotes, and you can do pictures, and you do family, and you can do stories. And there's a little bit more interaction that you can do versus on Instagram. It's not the same, right? And you actually get private groups on Facebook. If you don't have a client appreciation group, I think you're really missing the boat on that. Like I'll show you real quick. I have, you know, my group, and no, please don't just click on my group to join. You have to be a client. I won't add you, but I have a private Facebook group that I put in here, and I've got my clients in here, and I've got a training that I'm about to do under my event tab. I've got things that are coming up, all the other things that I've done, I've got discussions where people are, you know, we'll talk about where they're here, and I already got some member requests. I'm sure some of you guys try to add yourself to my group. Got to be a paying client. You know how to be a paying client? You click on my website that's on my Facebook page or my Instagram page, and there's a discount code on there, and you can register. We'll talk about that in a minute. But people right here just nonstop, we post content, and people are engaging, helping. I had a guy out of Louisiana right here. He called a lead today, followed my instruction, had a video of an intro video. Now there's a certain way that I do it. Sent them the video, and the lady called him back, and now he got the deal. So he would have lost that deal by doing it the old school way versus doing it my way, which is building a relationship. Now, is my way perfect? No, I think there's flaws to everything that you do, but my way is the way to build out efficiency, have fun, and just being yourself. So anybody else have any other questions? You set up your social media accounts. I did it all myself. I have a training platform that teaches you how to do that. What are your thoughts on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the #1 used car platform ever, because it's all about, LinkedIn used to be cool. It was owned by Microsoft. Master one. Until you make $1 million off one platform, why change? So what happens is you try to do too much. Facebook, man, make you $500,000 a year on Facebook easy. Why? I have realtors that do it all the time. Some of them don't even focus on any other platforms. They don't even care. What is the best way to invest money into promotion to generate more views and followers on Facebook? Don't, dude. Save that for your clients. I don't run ads. I don't pay for leads. I don't buy leads. So I get a lot of people that have that question. What's the best way to invest? Your money will never compete with Zillow, Open Door, OfferPad, Redfin, Realtor.com. Your ad spend won't. I don't really care. You can get, I mean, here's the thing. Go run $50 a day, add ads. You'll get the same leads that everybody else gets, and you'll make 1,000 phone calls and convert one, versus you already have people on your platform. And that's what I say. If you want to know the best way to invest money to promotion to generate more business, hire a coach. Doesn't have to be me, but hire one. You want to be more productive in your business? Put some skin in the game. I mean, on fitness alone, I've spent 6 figures and known just understanding how to train and how to work out, and the accountability and, you know, systems and that, just because you get one body, right? You know, we think about our lifestyle. We'll spend money on a cup of coffee. So like, here's the crazy thing. My coaching is only $124.99 a month for a subscription cost. You register on there, you get all that training, all that private Facebook group. And then I do live trainings in there all the time to create efficiency for you. So $1,500, you definitely, what can I approach you for coaching? Where do you get the info? I put my website in the chat box, but also if you go to my Facebook page, John Storey, or my Instagram page, and you click the link, my website's right there as well. But that'll tell you everything that you get. You get the virtual training platform. But see, the way that I build my business, I want you guys to do the same way. Use YouTube as your virtual training platform. Use private Facebook groups to stay in front of your clientele. You know, simplify the process. We got too many irons in different pots where you guys got CRMs going, and you're spending all this money here, and then I'm going to spend money over here because this person said it. Dude, what most people that do 40 to 50 million in production, they lie to you about is how much money it costs them to do 40 to 50 million. Most of those people that do that are spending 10, 20 grand a month. You guys don't have 10, 20 grand to dip in. My overhead in my company is $1,500 a month. That's it. Because it's efficiency. If you build the right brand, create the right audience, you can build as much freedom as you want to have fun doing your job again. That's the cool thing about it. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything to type in there? No? Kim, do you want me to touch on anything else?
No, I think you hit every point that we wanted to go over.
Okay,
Yes, you did.
cool.
Let's see. Let's give it another minute for anybody to type out their questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good information for you guys.
Yes, definitely.
Different perspective on how easy this is, you know. It's not, you know, we just really overcomplicate the situation. And I think, yeah, people say, can you share us your Facebook page and YouTube? Just type in my name, John Storey, Johnstorey. I promise I'll pop up. But just simplify the process, guys. I think you guys overcomplicate a lot of things. There's so many leads out there and opportunities that you're missing because you're just engaging with the right audience and there's confusion. I do have people ask me all the time, like, how long do I need coaching for? Well, how long are you going to be a realtor? That's how long you need coaching. You know, all the top millionaires, billionaires of the world, they all have one thing in common. They all have coaching. They all have someone that knows more than they do, right? And that's what's taken me to my level of doing the things that I need to do. My mentors are awesome. But I have two mentors that, you know, I pay for. My company overhead's different than what I pay for in that. And that's where I want to be. You know, that's a great question. You get a lot of people from all over the world having me Facebook. Yeah, but that also goes for what you're looking up on online that makes them, you know, want to engage, right? What we look up online, have you ever noticed it? Like what you look up, what you talk about, all of a sudden shows up on an ad. See, isn't that crazy? And so, see, Cindy, here's the best thing. Cindy, you've got some of the best questions, and I get these all the time. I would tell you sign up for coaching, man, because all that's in my training platform. It teaches you how to build it out, what you need to know, what you need to build, how to simplify the process. You know, all the platforms are different. Facebook's different than Instagram. Instagram's different than YouTube. YouTube's different from LinkedIn. Why? Because if they were all the same, they'd have one name, correct? Just like there's Wendy's, there's Burger King, there's Carl's Jr. Why? Because they're all different. They all sell burgers, right? They all sell fast food, but they all have a different type of brand, correct? Just like any other social media platforms, you got to understand is that there's so much to this, and repetition's key. If you guys, you know, it's yeah, does it fix accounts? Yeah, because you watch my videos and I'll teach you how to set up things properly, what you need to do. And if you're friends with me, you'll see what you can do and don't do. And in the private group, it helps you build some stuff out. You guys got some really great questions. I mean, I get these all the time, but I'm trying to spill some insights. I like it. You can steal as many as you want, but I mean, you still got to have the training on how to do it all. And it's the consistency. You know, the success stories come from people that want it bad enough. And post political issues, don't post them. No one cares anyways about your opinion. I mean, I'm at one of my BFF's office and I was like, oh, that's a nice tan. And somebody was like, bro, that's inappropriate. I'm like, for what? She's my best friend, man. I'm literally saying she's a rock star. And I'm like, nice tan. Well, that's your opinion. Have you ever had where people disagree on opinions? Okay, that's why everybody's got an opinion, right? Doesn't mean you're right or wrong in what's going on in the world or today, or you may like a blue car and the other person might like a white car. Okay, great. At the end of the day, who cares, you know? But I said that, you know, how do you manage people that post about political issues on your Facebook account? Well, that's why you sign up for coaching, because you need to approve the timeline. What happens is you're spamming it. The other thing I would do is I would just delete them. Dude, the best thing I've ever done in my life that's taking me to the next level is get users out of my life. People that just use you and I like to call them, sorry for the phrase, that are dipshits. You just need to get rid of them. Like, they're just a waste of time, man. All they want to do is argumentative about things, right? And life's too short. There's one thing we can never get back is time. That's why I focus so much on my coaching about getting time back and going to do the things that you love to do versus chasing the next deal. How much time is it going to take? I don't know how smart you are. I'm not smart on a lot of things, but the things I'm smart on, I can get them figured out pretty quick. The other things I do, I hire for them. That's why I have coaching. That's why I have the things I need to figure out. I have people that manage on my stuff. Those are all great questions. I mean, I've had people that have come into my coaching, like you just saw that guy that I just showed you the success story. You saw him, how he did the video. You just saw that. He just signed up 2 weeks ago and got a deal. So I don't know. Everybody's got their own personal things. I've had people that it took a year. And then when they got there, by the year of doing it and everything, their business went from doing 12 deals a year to 30, but they never gave up and quit is what they said. I've had guys that with me for a year and a half, and finally they got 5-6 deals, and they're like, dude, the ROI on that's insane. Where you pay. I've had people that sign up and within the first 30 days they had 6 deals. I don't know. There's so many crazy different success stories that I have, but it all comes down to your audience, your work ethic, and really what you're wanting to build. But I just say have fun doing it. Slow down. Everybody's in such a rush, and everybody asks the same thing. How fast can you just have? I don't know. Like, I'd rather say slow down, build it right, and then you have more long-term wealth than short-term. So what happens is in our industry, we're just like one-trick ponies. We're too quick on, oh, we got that deal, then we go to the next deal. I'm going to teach you how to build, slow down, build systems out. And yeah, exactly. We want the instant gratifications. That's why you guys post your awards, your sales. Here's one thing I would stop doing. Do you guys know that when you constantly post about your real estate and how many you closed and how much volume you closed, consumers, when you say like I've closed 2-point-something million, they think you made $2 million. And when you constantly post about how busy you are, okay, they don't want to reach out to you. I've asked consumers and they say, yeah, the realtor that's constantly posting, I don't want to reach out to them because then I feel they're too busy for me. Or I feel that they've got too much success and they don't need it. And you got some haters too, man. People that would actually use you, aren't going to use you. So I would stay in the lane on that. That makes sense? But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to register, just go to my website. There's a discount code on there. So at $149.99, $124.99 a month. There's no hidden fees, no upcharge. That's it. Cindy, man, you keep asking the same question in 4 different ways. That's what's funny. You're trying to get me to give you an answer. I don't know. I don't know what your audience is, but if you read it, I have people that have been in there 30 days. A guy that got, he's a loan officer, got 2 more realtors and 3 referrals just through stories. I don't know. I don't know the content. I mean, yeah, the reason I know, Cindy, that you're trying to ask me the same question in 9 different scenarios is because number 1, you're a woman. And number 2, I read a lot of relationship books. And what I found is men, we're not smart enough to think outside the box to ask it in 5 different scenarios. Women really are, which makes me laugh. And so you're going to get the same answer. That's one thing that you guys, I would tell you is there's a lot of great books. Okay. There's number 1, I'd read as many relationship books as you can. Doesn't matter which one, but you're in the business of relationships. And the other one, read this book. I just got done reading it. It's called Who, Not How. Best book I probably ever read. I think every realtor should read it, and it'll give you a different insight on how you need to advertise and how you need to build some stuff out. But I appreciate you guys' time. You guys have had some great questions. Cindy, thank you for asking the same question in 5 different scenarios. It always makes it fun. When I first started, I didn't know how to answer. Now I'm just like, she just try to ping to see how quick. If you want instant results, it's never going to happen. If you want long-term results, that's why I said hire a coach. If it's not me, we'll hire one today. It's gonna change your business. It's gonna change your outlook on how you can do stuff. I think there's a lot of great ones out there. I don't think anyone's better than the other in some aspects. You kind of got to find your lane. I feel what I do, I'm better than pretty much anyone out there. But so like that's a great question. How does it work? Well, it's work at your own pace. That's why it says $124.99 subscription. Grandfathered in, the price never changes on that, but I'm going to up it again here probably the next little bit. You get interactive in live groups. I'm going to do a live training here in about 30 minutes on how a team went from doing XYZ with certain activities. You can post in the group. I'll ask questions. When you sign up, you get an email that explains all that. I work with quite a few agents from California, actually. I've got them all over the country, but it wouldn't matter how many there are. It's you against you, not you against 40 other people, right? But I built that virtual training platform so that there's forms that you can fill out, file tabs that you can download. Who, Not How is the book. But yeah, those are all great questions. I mean, I get them all the time. But yeah, I would, if you got ants in your pants and you're trying to get like things done quick, never going to work. I've been doing this for too long. All the realtors who want instant results and instant 9 million questions answered. How my coaching works though is you don't get a phone call with me. I only personally coach, but post in a group. Ask the questions. Other people will help in there. That's why I get time back, is because I only take 13 one-on-ones that I coach across the nation. And then the rest of it, I want the subscription base so you guys can all learn with one another. And I do live trainings. Sometimes it's twice a week. Sometimes it's every week. Sometimes it's every other week. But I'm always doing stuff in there. Always posting things. Always doing things. People are always posting good content, engagement. It's a fun group. You're going to have a personality to be a part of it. So that's what I always tell people, because it's a lot of good people up in there. But you can have fun again. So cool.
Yes. Thank you, John, so much
Absolutely.
for today. I'm sure we all learned a lot. I know I will start applying some of this to my business. And now we're going to pass this over to Pauline Lamb of the Education Committee.
Thank you. Thank you so much for Jonathan and Kimberly give us a so wonderful time. And I believe we all have a lot of takeaway for how to effectively to use social media to boost business. For me, I learned a lot. Consistency and do not share the link, create a phone book. The best one is a social media to use it, and then build up relationship daily. And of course, you can review the video recording again and again to learn a lot of tips in those hours, right? And you also being invited to chat with Jonathan Storey's Facebook and get involved to learn more with him. On behalf of West and Gable Valley Realtors, we would like to thank again for Mr. Jonathan Storey for your informative and great presentation today. And for me, I want to remind you our next few classes, very good one. Tomorrow we have 1 day paid class as SFR class, short sale and foreclosure, certified by NAR. It's 1 day paid class, $59 for member, non-member $79 and $25 for refresher. And remember, mark the day next Tuesday, 10:30 to 12. Attorney Dennis Block will come back again to talk about eviction moratorium. Are we seeing the end of the Tenant Relief Act? So this is a very important section. So you please check in and enroll with wsgvar.com education schedule to enroll all of the classes we present to you. Thank you, Jonathan, Kimberly, Karen, and Fong, all of you for your great presentation and great attendance today. We will see you next Tuesday at 10:30.